Hey everyone, so in this episode I'm actually going to show you guys how to install PyCharm. There are a lot of IDEs you can use out there. I know a lot of people use Atom and I've used it. It's pretty cool, it's really clean. I've just always used PyCharm for the longest time and I'm used to all of its features and just kind of how to navigate it really well. But I got a couple comments asking me, they saw me using idle in the basic tutorial, but then in the other tutorials I'm using PyCharm. So I'm just going to kind of show you how to download it and set it up. So you can just open a browser and type in, I'm using Chrome, but just type in download PyCharm. And it'll be the link at the top, and it's by a company called JetBrains. So go to download PyCharm, the top link. And there's two versions. There's the professional and community. The professional one, I believe if you have a student email address, I think you can get the professional one for free, but you really don't need it for just Python stuff. It has all the features you need to just get the community version, and it's free. So you just click download, and it actually should just automatically start downloading here in the bottom left. So once this gets done downloading, I will show you how to install it. Okay, so PyCharm just finished downloading. You can go to your downloads folder and launch it from there, but I'm just going to click the icon right here at the bottom left of Chrome. Just go ahead and click that and it should launch the installer. It might take a second. I'm actually running this on a virtual machine, so it might take just a minute to launch. But so I'm going to click yes on this, and it's a pretty standard installer. Just click next. Where it asks wherever you want to install it, you can leave it as the default. Click next on that. Right here, you can leave all this as the default. I usually click on create associations where it says .py files. And if you check that, any .py files you have on your computer, when you double click to launch them, it will automatically open them up in PyCharm. So it's personal preference. I check that, but you don't have to. You can just click next and click install. And I'll see you guys once the installer is done, but it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so the installer just finished. I'm going to go ahead and check this checkbox to run it right after I click finish, and it should launch. And we'll go ahead and close out of Chrome. It's going to have you click the you agree to terms, the usual. Just click I confirm and hit continue. I'm going to hit don't send on this, and it should launch. So the very first time you launch PyCharm, it'll ask you want the light theme or the dark theme. I always prefer the dark themes. It's just easier on the eyes. So it's cool they ask you that right at the beginning. What theme do you want to use? And actually, once you open it up, I think there's like 6 other themes to choose from. So I'm just going to skip remaining and set defaults and have the dark theme selected. And here's what PyCharm normally looks like when you launch it. So you can either open a pre-made or project you already have, or you can click create new project. So I'm just going to click create new project. And right here you can name it. So we'll just call it test project. And what I like about PyCharm, it has these options right here when you make a project. And the coolest thing about it, I'm sure that a bunch of other IDEs do this as well, but like I said, I mainly use PyCharm. But it'll ask, do you want to make a virtual environment? So you can click create new environment using virtual env, and I always do this every time I make a project. So I can hit create with that selected, and what it's doing is it's going in my Python installation folder on the computer, copying a bunch of files and creating a virtual environment just for this project. So any modules or APIs or libraries you install for this project will only be in this project, and they won't affect any other Python projects you have on your computer. So you hit close on that. It'll always offer you tips right when you load it up. And it should finish here shortly. Oh, it's asking me to approve something. So hit yes on this if it comes up. And it shouldn't take too much longer. If it does, I'll just edit the video and I'll see you guys once this is done. But it normally doesn't take that long. It's probably taking a while because I'm on a virtual machine. But normally on my native computer, it's pretty quick. All right, and here's what PyCharm looks like when when your project is fully set up. So you have your folder structure over here, or your project structure, and your root folders. I named it test project, so that's our root project folder. And inside it, that venv folder, that's your virtual environment folder. It contains a Python interpreter that's just for this project and all the libraries and modules you've installed just for this project. So to get started, you can just right-click the root directory and go to New and click Python file, and you can just make a file. I'll just name it main.py. And in here, you can just go ahead and type your code. So I'll print hello world. And to run a file, you would just right-click the file over here. Just close out of that. You just right-click. I'm going to right-click main.py, and there is run main, and that'll execute your code. And here's the terminal at the bottom, and it says hello world. You can have multiple files, multiple folders, and yeah, just start messing around with it, and it's very helpful. Like you can use Notepad to write Python code or idle, but I just find PyCharm for me, it's really helpful, and I like the clean interface and how easy it is to use and how helpful it is. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Have a good one.